Hello children. Now today's our topic is silk. What is silk? Children, you know it is an animal fiber we get from silk moth. Silk yarn is made from the thread-like filaments that a silkworm spins around itself to form its cocoon. It is a prized fiber. Why it is prized fiber? Because of its luster. Okay. Yeah, why do we call it prized fiber? Because of its luster. Luster means shine. Because of its lustrous appearance. Okay, it is a costly fiber. Okay, so it does not conduct heat and is therefore a good insulator. It is a good insulator. So we can wear it in summer as well as in winters. Now children, we are going to discuss life cycle of silk moth. Life cycle of silk moth. The female silk moth lays eggs. When the eggs, children, I am going to draw. Okay, female silk moth lays hundreds of eggs. Okay, when these eggs they hatch, a tiny caterpillar crawls. Very small that time. Okay, this is what larva. This stage is larva stage, and this is called caterpillar. We also call it larva. Caterpillar. Okay, we also call it larva, and that stage is larval stage. Okay, this is silkworm or larva. The silkworm feeds on the leaves of mulberry leaves. Okay, feeds on leaves of mulberry plant or any other plant where they are. Okay, but the mulberry is the caterpillar which feeds on mulberry leaves. They are of best quality. They produce best quality of silk. As I told you, the silkworm feeds on leaves. They eat the leaves. Okay, they keep on eating the leaves. Okay. When it is ready to enter the next stage, and what is that stage? That is called pupa. Okay. It first weaves a net to hold itself. What it does, after eating a large amount of leaves and all, what happened? It is going to in sleeping stage. Okay, and what it does, on his head there are two holes. A chemical comes out, a thick liquid comes out, and it shakes its head both the sides, and this thick liquid wraps around its body, and it forms a shell kind of thing. And now this is caterpillar inside. Okay, in sleep. Now it is in rest stage, we can say, and it has woven a shell around it. Okay, with the chemical, and this stage is called pupa stage, and this is called what? Cocoon. What do we call this? Cocoon. Children, this is the stage from which we take out the silk thread. But I am telling you the life cycle, so I will complete the life cycle. And after this, what happened? Metamorphosis takes place, means changes takes place in its body, and this after some time this is broken by the insect. Okay, at this stage the larva is called what? Pupa. The pupa grows and changes inside the cocoon. After few weeks, cocoon opens, it breaks, okay, and adult moth comes out. This breaks and adult moth comes out, and then again what? It lays eggs and all. So this is what? Life cycle. The silk yarn is obtained from which stage? This stage, cocoon. Okay. Now children, because of a high quality thread or filament, and this like it is a priced fiber, so people they rearing of these silkworm takes place, and this rearing is called what? Sericulture. Now we are going to discuss about sericulture. Okay, what is sericulture? The breeding and management of silkworm for the production of silk is called sericulture. The same manner, what do? A female silk moth lays 100 of, they do the arrangement, okay. Different types of, first I am going to tell you different types of silk are there, like tussar, munga, kosa. So these silk you must have heard the names, but these silk we do not get the same kind of moth. Okay, there are different types of silk produced from cocoon of different varieties of silk moth. The most common silk moth is the mulberry silk moth. The silk fiber obtained from this is of very good quality. Okay, now we are going to discuss sericulture. A female silk moth, because this is we are rearing, so there is a setup for all this. A female silk moth, they collect, and in that setup a female silk moth lays hundreds of eggs at a time. As I told you, on the leaves they lay eggs, 100 of eggs at a time. These eggs are now it is no more a natural process. These eggs are warmed to a temperature suitable for hatching. These eggs are there. Now they are going to keep these eggs in what? Incubator. Where they place these eggs? Incubator. Okay. For warming. Because at certain temperature, okay, suitable the temperature which is suitable for hatching, they give to these eggs, okay. And this process is called what? Incubation, because they keep it in incubator. So this process is called incubation. Okay, after hatching, now when they get proper environment or temperature, these what caterpillars, they come out. Okay, now there are many caterpillars are there. Now what do? They place these caterpillar on a trays. Okay, after hatching, the silkworm are fed on freshly chopped mulberry leaves. On these trays they leave so many mulberry leaves. Now this is the food of this caterpillar. Okay, they keep on eating these leaves. A good amount of leaves they eat. Okay, after hatching, the silkworms are fed on freshly chopped mulberry leaves for how many weeks? For 6 weeks. Okay, the worms eat almost continuously and increase in size. They keep on eating, so their size increase. Okay, at the end of this period they are ready to spin their cocoon. As I told you, life cycle, their head, the two holes are there. Okay, this is caterpillar, all you know. Okay, two holes are there, and from these holes a chemical comes out. Okay, thick chemical, white liquid, and this chemical, it shake its head either side, and what happened, this chemical goes and wrap its body, and okay, for this they are placed, they place the branches, and these, they move on these branches, and then this activity takes place. Branches of trees or shrubs are placed in their rearing houses. The worm climb these branches and make their cocoon out of one continuous thread. And children, when we take out this thread, we will find this is one continuous thread, very long. Okay, taking about 8 days for this process. So this making cocoon process takes how many days? Formation of cocoon, how many days it takes to form the cocoon? 8 days. Now children, when the cocoons are formed, okay, when the cocoons are formed, up, up this stage, after this we are not going to allow them to grow to turn into adult moths. Some like cocoons they place for formation of what? Adult moth. Now they, what do? They take these cocoons, okay, and keep in the oven. After all the cocoons have been gathered, the initial step, first step after cocoon is what? Now of silk manufacture. Now from here silk manufacture starts. Okay, silk manufacture starts. First step is to kill the animal inside the cocoon. Kill the insect inside the cocoon. For that, what do? They boil or treat in the oven. Okay, they boiling takes. They boil these cocoon. Boil the cocoons. Okay, first step is what? They boil the cocoons. After this, what happened? And one thing, like here, two things happen. First, the insect inside the cocoon is killed, and second, the threads, they are attached to each other by a gummy substance. Gummy means sticky substance. Okay, so when they put in boiling water, what happens? This gummy substance is also removed. The silk fiber is obtained from the cocoon by, after this, the threads are separated. Now the silk fiber is obtained from the cocoon by a delicate process is known as reeling or filature. What do? They take around 8 cocoons together, 6 to 8, because the thread is very thin. Okay, and they take out the thread from each, okay, filament. What do we call it? Filament. And they take and they twist together all these, and now what is ready? This is fiber. Silk fiber is ready. Okay, the cocoon are I told you what happened. The cocoon are first heated in boiling water to dissolve the gummy substance that holds the cocoon filament in place. After this heating, the filament from 4 to 8 cocoons are joined and twisted. This is then combined with the number of other similarly twisted filaments to make a thread. This wound on reel. The resulting thread is called raw silk. Now later on, what do? It goes to the weavers. They dye it in different colors. Okay, so this is what? Sericulture. Now children, we are going to discuss health conditions of worker in the wool and sericulture industries. Okay, health hazards we can say, or health conditions. Okay, we are going to discuss health conditions one by one. Workers employed in almost all processes of the sericulture industry are adversely affected by a number of diseases. First disease is called sorter's disease. People working in wool industry. First we are going to discuss of wool industry. Okay, people working in wool industry, if you remember, they do the sorting and removing the burr also. Okay, sometime get infected by bacterium called anthrax. Okay, anthrax bacterium they are infected by, because it is there in their fleece. It leads to a fatal blood disease called sorter's disease. So this bacterium enter in the blood and it is a very dangerous disease, fatal disease. People can die also. Okay, so one has to be very careful. Now second is respiratory disease. Now in silk industry, second we are going to discuss respiratory one. Inhalation of vapor arising from cocoon undergoing steaming, cooking and reeling produces breathing problem like asthma, okay, and other bronchial problems. Okay. Now next is scabies and other diseases. Scabies is related to the skin. Scabies and skin infections. Children, the first step in reeling is the boiling. You remember in water they boil cocoon in water. Okay, as a result of constant dipping in boiling water, they constant dip their hands in boiling water. The skin of the workers become raw and blistered, resulting in peeling of the skin of hands and feet. So this is what skin infection, related to skin infection. Okay, that's all children.